Hey y'all, it's Sunday morning. I think it's September 9th. I'm not sure. I just know it's Sunday morning. This time last week on Sunday morning, I was actually making the dress that I'm going to be wearing today. Yeah, I got the bright idea. Even though I already had two dresses already cut out to make, I woke up the last Sunday morning and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a different dress and I'm going to do it in 2 hours. Don't be like me, okay? So anyway, the dress that we're going to be doing today is the Vogue 9251 Very Easy Vogue wrap dress. It is an easy pattern. I wouldn't call it a very easy pattern. But then again, I did add a couple of my own little touches on there, but we'll talk about that later. But I am going to be doing the long dress, but with these little flouncy sleeves here. And the fabric that I chose is from Joann's. It is a 4-way stretch knit. It's white with some silver metallic-y paint on top of it. Yeah, I had to, I thought I had all the fabric. I think originally I thought I was going to make the shorter one, but I ended up making the long one, and I was half a yard too short, so I had to wait until Joann's opened and then go get that half a yard. And then it was people in there buying fabric at 10:30 in the morning on a Sunday, and I'm like, what are y'all doing? The dress is now made. It's been hanging in my closet for a week. Pattern, fabric. Because I'm short, I actually ended up cutting off the bottom part of the dress so that it wouldn't drag on the ground because this knit is heavy. But again, we'll talk about that later. So with the remnant piece, I actually went ahead and used the Simplicity 8423 pattern with the turban. This turban is actually a lot easier to make than the turban that I made for my silver dress for the convention. A lot less instructions, and actually I can just get the measurements of 18 by 24 inches on my rotary cutter. I can literally make that turban out of any 4-way stretch knit fabric without even cutting it out with the pattern and everything. It's super easy to make. So yeah, I'm actually going to be making some other things with this, but I've made a couple headbands since I made this dress because I absolutely love this headband. So, without further ado, let me put on some makeup and let me put on the dress, and I'll see you in just a few seconds. So, I definitely love this dress. I probably will make it again in the future. However, the one thing that I will definitely say is this is done in a 4-way stretch jersey knit, which is, it's not exactly a heavyweight fabric, but it has some nice weight to it. If I do this again, I will be in a stable knit. I just prefer stable knits or stable wovens, stable fabrics to knit fabrics when I'm making clothing. I just want it to fit exactly as it's supposed to according to my measurements. And I really do love this dress. Number 1, white. Number 2, silver. Number 3, fit and flare. So I do like it in the knit, but I just prefer stable fabrics over knit fabrics when it comes to making dresses. But this is a dress that I will be able to wear year round. Yeah, I can dress it up or dress it down. The few things that I did differently on this dress that were not called for on the pattern, I actually extended the tie ends by a lot. Whatever fabric that I had left over, just remnant fabric, I made the ties a lot longer so I could keep on wrapping them around my waist to kind of create a self-belting situation, to kind of give it like that crisscross Grecian look here. Another thing is I actually put a hole in the waistline for the tie end from the left to come through the right. So that I could pull it, you know, closed really, really tight. That was something that they didn't call for on the pattern, and I don't know if they do that on other wrap dresses or not. But every wrap dress that I've ever owned that I bought from the store always had a hole that you pulled it through in the waistband to make sure that the, you know, dress was closed tight. So, yeah. This dress actually called for seam binding around the neck edge of the the entire bodice part. I did not do seam binding, but I can definitely see why that would be necessary, especially on a knit dress. I just kind of self-faced it, but by just giving it a very narrow hem, because this dress, because of it being a knit, kind of has like this lettuce edge finish to it, which doesn't bother me, except for the neckline. In the back here, it kind of gaps in the back, which is actually making the left side of this dress slide off of my shoulder. That's a problem that I usually never have with anything because my shoulders are very broad. So I'm actually going to make like some little itty bitty bra stays on each shoulder inside of the dress so that I can snap it around my bra and it can be held on to where my bra is so that I don't have to keep pulling it up over my shoulder. But yeah, that's all the different things that I did to the dress. I shortened it a little bit. It should have an additional 6 inches of fabric on the bottom of the dress. Now, typically, I do like my dresses to touch the ground. With this one being a white knit, I didn't think that that was necessarily a good idea. Also, I had never intended on wearing this dress with heels. I had bought these shoes with the intention of wearing it with this dress whenever it was that I made it. But the thing about this particular fabric being as heavy as it was, I always shorten my bodice by 1 inch because I'm 5'2", so I have a shorter waist. This fabric was heavy enough on the skirt that it was pulling way too much fabric down to the floor. So I actually had a train behind me. So I cut off 6 inches just on the bottom of the dress, thinking that it would take me right to the floor, but just without that weight of that 6 inches, it took it up a little bit farther than I would have liked. But still, even though I shortened the bodice on it so that it could hit right at my waist, it actually still came below my waist. So, a tip for you, if you want to do this pattern and you want to do it with a knit material that's like a quality knit, you might want to shorten your bodice 2 inches or double the amount that you usually shorten or lengthen your bodice. You may not even need to lengthen it if you have to elongate your bodice on a dress like this, if you're using a more heavyweight type jersey, because it's not sitting in the right place. My little belt situation should actually be up higher, up here, but because of the waistline of the dress, I had to bring it down. So yeah, I wasn't too happy about that. Another thing that I would change is I would not put pockets on this dress. It just creates too much bulk in the waist area and the hip area as well, and me not having hips, it just looks too frumpy in my opinion. So yeah, if I did this again, I would do it without the pockets, and I love pockets on dresses. Actually, I don't know anybody who doesn't like pockets on dresses. It's pretty much a universal thing. So yeah, I absolutely loved doing this dress. It's been a long time since I've worked with knits. I mean a long time. This is definitely a pattern that's suitable for using on your serger. Why didn't I do it on my serger? Because I haven't used my serger in 2 years. And I didn't have the time to try and like learn over again. But I am going to get back into using my serger, hopefully very soon. And yeah, I mean, you guys can see the turban that's on right here. I absolutely love it. It is my favorite color. 2 colors, actually, white and gray. This is not a camisole. This is actually a slip that I made with another McCall's pattern that's out of print. I made this in white. and I made it in a black. One side of the slip is a round neckline. The back side of it is a V-neck, so I can rotate them or turn them around, and yeah, reversible. I can reverse them and use both sides for whatever fashion I may be wearing. So yeah, that is this Vogue dress. I don't have the pattern out here with me, so I can't say it again, but this is a Vogue dress. As far as it being on skill level, I wouldn't particularly put this for a beginner sewer. Yeah, not this one. It's pretty easy for somebody who's been sewing. Like I say with most of the things that I work on, it's gonna be a breeze for somebody who's been sewing for a while. Don't try and do this in 2 hours like I did, because you're not gonna succeed. I'm just telling you that right now, unless it's already cut out. But yeah, or you can just do like me and barely finish the edges and all that. It's got a cute little lettuce hem. I like it. It kind of gives it that nice flouncy appearance. And I'm becoming to be in love with these kind of like bell sleeves. They're very, very feminine, and I like that. So yeah, all right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Do this if you are an intermediate and above sewer. If you're going to do this and you're a beginner, make sure that you give yourself plenty of time, and please follow the instructions on the pattern and get as much fabric as you need, okay? Alrighty, ladies, I will see you at the next pattern